Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio. We are live from the Real Talk Studios like we are every Wednesday night. And every Wednesday night we are brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web. GibsonMayer.com. Tom Renone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwagovic, Robbie Poe on the ones and twos. The family out there join us. Ton to talk about. Later on in the show, we'll do a lock of the week. One fantasy player per guy. And then sometimes we give you two. We're givers here. If we have time, we'll do whatever the heck you guys want to talk about. Whatever you got, we'll talk about. But we do that regardless. Anyway, if you got something that's on your mind, spit it out. We'll do some live reactions. Tampa Bay, Oakland, 4-1 here, bottom four.
Yeah, my two favorite degenerates are in a little bit of hot water right now.
little heat. I'm already sweating. It's not from the lights. Eagle-Jets preview. Give you an opportunity to win some money from us to you. Your score predictions, offensive, defensive player of the game. We'll get into that.
You got to screenshot it, not our job.
Yep, you got to screenshot. I'm not hunting you down to give you money. Eagles, Jets preview, like we talked about. MLB playoff predictions. So, obviously, you have a wild card game going on right now, but we'll get into our predictions. Who wins it all? But our main topic at hand ties into baseball. And it needs to be talked about. And even if it's at nauseum, we got to discuss it. And that's Kapler, Klentak, must go. Ties into our poll. The Phillies will fire Gabe Kapler. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us.
And for the fam, listen closely to the question. It's not they should fire him. It's they will fire him.
Or will.
Will. As in, will.
I already know you.
Yes.
Unless something's changed.
No. Completely agree to the poll.
All right. I mean, we'll get back to it and get deeper, but go ahead.
See, I got a dilemma on this one because I feel like the longer this situation is taken, and you see now you got all the local media is now on quote-unquote Kapler watch. Yesterday was day one, and day two, day three, or, whatever. So now all of a sudden it's Kapler watch. And you got guys like Jim Salisbury out there saying, oh, don't expect any news this week. And then Jason Stark saying this could take a while and this and that. I honestly feel like the longer this goes on, I think what you're going to see is John Middleton may remove from the top down. He may remove Andy MacPhail and Matt Klentak, replace them, and then let the new general manager, whoever that is, decide whether Gabe gets to come back or not. And it's a 99.9% shot he doesn't, because the new general manager is going to want his own guy.
Oh, yeah, there's zero
But
shot.
at least that way Middleton can say, I didn't fire Kapler.
Because if that's the guy, if that new guy wants to keep Gabe Kapler, I don't want that new guy.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean,
spot on. Hello.
It's easy as that for me. I mean, I agree that they will fire him. They should fire him.
I do too, actually.
And the longer it takes, I think on their end, if it is a total organizational, haul over, then fine. I mean, obviously some moves have been made in the minors already, some under the radar moves, but guys have already been relieved of their duties down there. Yeah. And certain just maybe some skill guys, and maybe not necessarily like head coaches and stuff like that, but guys have already lost their jobs down there. So like their bunting coordinator, like what?
They don't bunt.
They don't bunt. So I mean,
we need a bunting coordinator.
Well,
if you don't bunt.
They don't bunt because they don't know how, because their bunting coordinator sucks.
Yeah. So I guess we're blaming him. So it started a little bit, but I don't know how you get away another year with this guy as your manager. If you want to make a case for Klentak and MacPhail, then go ahead, okay? Because I'm not going to agree with you on them two either. I think they have to go. But we're talking about Gabe Kapler right now.
Right.
We'll get into the other two in a minute. In terms of him, this is 2 years in a row of collapses in the time where you need to play your best baseball. This isn't the time where you go south as a ball club. You know, the talk about these guys and the hug them all when they're after the game, and you're hugging guys and you're telling how proud of of them you are, and it's like, what? This isn't 11U. This isn't little kids. You're gonna tell them how proud you are of them. These are major league ball players. That's got to wear thin on some guys. Like, what are you proud of us for? We underachieved. We are a 500 baseball team where our expectations and aspirations were to be playing right now.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's not how it worked out. Who do you blame? And I'm so tired of people like, oh, the manager can only do so much. Craig Counsell just cost his team a game last night. Cost his team a baseball game. All right? So, I mean, Craig Counsell, good manager. I like Craig, but he cost his team a game.
Analytics based.
Overmanaged. Okay? Drew's dealing. 6 up, 6 down.
Yep.
What are you doing, dude? You don't go to – what do we know about closers? Don't throw them in the 8th if you don't have to, and don't throw them in tie games in the 9th if you don't have to. Because that's where they're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
Because they're weirdos. Okay? It's simple. And overmanaged.
What happened?
And look at it now, you're home on a golf course and whatever the case may be. So don't tell me like Sean Spillman's of the world that, the manager only matters so much. It matters a lot more in baseball than you think it does.
There's no reason Hader should have been in that game in the 8th inning last night. Zero. Absolutely none.
No, and I'm just so tired of listen, I don't love when my owner's getting his hands dirty. I don't necessarily want that. I want him to have confidence in the people in charge. But if he's already getting his hands dirty in this mess, it means he doesn't have confidence in Andy MacPhail and Matt Klentak or Gabe Kapler, nor should he.
Well,
how is this farm system better today than it was 5 years ago, Greg?
No.
Mike?
Not even close.
Not even close. So how as an organization have we been successful in any way? We get the guy from the Dodgers, the one guy who has no clue. There's tons of guys with clues over there. We get the guy with no clue.
Well, I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, but I think it's telling that Johnny Almaraz, who is like their director of scouting, quote unquote, stepped down in the beginning of September.
Yep.
And was reassigned to the infamous special advisor position. Well, did he really step
like
down?
A Flyers position.
Yeah. Did he really step down, or was he relieved of his duties?
Yeah. Yeah, he was given an upper box, like you said, the Flyers.
Yeah,
we're gonna fire you, but we're gonna find another position for you.
And Michael DeAndrew says, I think Klentak has got to go ASAP. I agree with you. I mean, Matt Klentak's in charge of everything underneath of him, and everything underneath him has failed.
Yes.
Like we talk about guys come here, they stink. Charlie Morton. Now it wasn't this regime, but Charlie Morton came here, stunk. Goes win the title with Houston.
Yeah.
Anthony Ada says, if I was MacPhail and Klentak, I would hire Tommy. I'm in. I bring a big crew with me, but I'm in. Chrome, long before the season started, they were screwed up by not addressing the pitching. Okay, but as a manager,
more excuses.
That's Klentak's job.
More excuses.
As a manager,
what has he done well? Give me one. Give me one thing he's done well. Because no one can answer that. All you apologists want to give excuses on excuses on excuses.
Then who's done well? Gabe or Matt?
You cannot name one thing he's done well.
And don't tell me he gets the best out of his players. That's a goddamn lie.
That's false.
That's a lie. Guys come here and struggle. All right, Harper, it's an average year in terms of Harper's years. It's right in the middle. It's right where he usually is. It's not better or worse.
Makes the uniform look good.
Right? Reese Hoskins is now, in my opinion, stunk.
Yeah.
Okay? Other guys, Gene Segura comes here, doesn't hit as well as he hit everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The list goes on. I mean, maybe the only guy that would have hit well was McCutcheon. But, I mean, besides that, like, guys have struggled with this regime.
Yeah.
Struggled.
Go back to the farm system thing for a minute, though. I saw something today that was just flat out alarming. I guess it was 2015, so it would have been before Klentak. But in 2015, the Phillies paid $4 million in international signing money to go get Jalen Ortiz, who, granted, was 15 years old at the time, but in 4 years, he's made it as high as single A. That same year, the Padres got Tatis Jr., the Blue Jays got Vladdy Jr., and Washington got Soto.
Oh, we got Jalen
Ortiz.
Yep. Losing.
Those other guys are not good
Losing.
at all.
Yeah, no.
Losing. I said the other day.
I don't even know who they are. I've never heard of them.
In-house, somebody tell me who this is, right? And this goes to firing everybody. Somebody tell me who is the star player on this team or coming up that's an organization and a culture changer. Where is he at? Where is he in this farm system? Because he's not, okay? And where is it on the big league club that is homegrown from this organization? Who?
I think the closest thing you have is Bohm, and he's not a culture changer. He's a great piece. He's not a culture changer.
Acuna and Albie's up. Mickey Moniak can't sniff it. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to be racist in terms of the American ball player. But it seems like, from what it seems like, is the Latin American players can get to the show quicker. That's what it seems like to me, the star ones.
Well, because
outside of Trout and Harper, right? Outside of Trout and Harper,
they
you're
work and they
generational
practice
guys.
skills. They work and they practice skills.
I'm not.
No, but I'm saying
there obviously is American guys who got up quickly.
Sure,
So I'm not taking a shot, but I'm saying I'm more taking a shot at this organization for their
lack of scouting.
Their lack of Latin American scouting department
Right.
for years. Mike, this is going back. I mean,
years.
This is going back. Growing up, for me, I remember like other organizations scouting well over there, and we still couldn't.
Well, they have an academy in what is it, Venezuela?
They should fire everybody,
and they're still not getting guys.
They should fire everybody.
No.
Wow. Are you kidding?
Again?
Me?
Is that Cabrera again?
Wait, who was it?
But you could almost sit there and say that, as sad as it is, Maikel Franco has been our best international signing.
Wait, was that Diaz? Is that 3 for him?
That's ridiculous if it is.
No, it's Tommy Pham. Okay.
Michael DeAndrew, the reason Middleton is getting involved is because the GM has no nuts. He's not going to fire his guy. That's the problem.
Well,
Kapler's Klentak's guy.
That and go back to the whole Bryce Harper signing. That was Middleton.
Yep.
That wasn't Klentak.
Nope.
That wasn't MacPhail. That wasn't Kapler. Because, let's face it, Bryce hates Kapler, and he saw through Klentak.
You had to get
so
the owner
Middleton
to
had
fly
to go
down.
get it.
Yeah, the owner came in and stepped in and made that deal
So
happen.
he's put his stamp on this roster already by going to go get him. So now he's got to make sure.
Four All-Stars. Five All-Star acquisitions. 5 All-Stars on this team. So if you want to take McCutcheon out, fine. 4 All-Stars. Was this team better than last year?
No. By one game, they actually were.
By one game, yeah.
They were by one game.
So you had all that offensive talent. And you could talk pitching with me, and you can talk the bullpen and the starters. I get that. But this lineup was supposed to hammer baseballs.
Well, and
okay?
Stay right there for a second, though. Because if you want to look at it just based on the numbers, the Phillies were the best fielding team in Major League Baseball. We don't realize that because we see it day in and day out. But when you actually look at the numbers, best fielding team in Major League Baseball,
nice.
and pitching-wise, in terms of ERA, runs allowed, whatever, they were middle of the pack. So for us, it's a disappointment because we saw all the ups and downs, but at the end of the season, they're middle of the pack. Now, should a middle-of-the-pack team with all of this offense be 500? No. Hell no. Why didn't they start hitting until Charlie came? Because Gabe and his jabroni John Melee flat out stink.
I told you what a certain player said.
Yep.
I told you guys what a certain player said. He said, listen, all they want us to do is pull baseballs. What? What happened? I had a kid tonight hit a ball the opposite way. The kid's a stud. He hit a ball the opposite way, gone, first pitch. First pitch of the whole night.
Right.
Like, oh, good start. and I said to every one of them, that's the best swing you can have.
Yeah.
Why would you ever teach to try to pull off a baseball?
Well, look at the kid from the Rays tonight. The Rays leadoff hitter has 2 bombs, and they're both opposite field.
Yep.
Line drives over the right field fence.
But go back to the Charlie signing.
Okay.
Right? How bad were they hitting-wise the entire year? And you wait till 40 games. You wait till the end of the year where you can't do enough in 40 games to impact the race.
Right.
60 games? 80 games? You can impact the race.
Yeah, well, I think I know who the hitting coach is going to be next year. If I had to take a guess, because he's on a 1-year deal in Washington, it's going to be, what's his face? Ali, I think his name is. And that's Harper's guy. I would assume.
Coming with Rendon?
Because it's only a 1-year deal.
Let's go.
Because he wanted to be with Harper.
Yeah.
And it's and he went back for a 1-year deal because he wasn't sure where he was going.
Right.
So, I mean, you don't have to pry him away. He's probably going to give him a little more money than they're going to give him because they hit the ball well this year. But that could be a huge addition. Like, God forbid, some of these morons stay here.
Right.
that would be a good addition. Like I would, if Chris Young, if the worst case, I want Kapler gone. But if the worst case you did for me is bring him in and give me another pitching coach, maybe I'd feel a little better. But I still wouldn't feel good about it, guys.
I'm absolutely with you.
I still wouldn't feel that good about it because I just don't trust in him. His in-game managerial skills are atrocious. And if you don't think that he cost us at least 15 games throughout this year, you didn't watch this baseball team.
Yeah.
You didn't. And the most telling one was second and third with Freddie Freeman up. Listen to me. I don't care how good Aaron Noel is against Freddie Freeman. Adam Duvall is up next. Adam Duvall was in AAA the entire year. Adam Duvall's up next. You put him on. It's 101. Now, there's a Monday morning quarterbacking because Adam Duvall come up in a grand slam and then whatever, maybe. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to take my chances.
But I'm not letting the best player beat me.
And then what Aaron Noel needs to learn to do is say, I'm not giving this guy a pitch.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass what he's telling me to do. I'm not giving this guy a pitch to hit.
But I'll tell you what, though, going back to your point, though, about the manager and the coaching staff and whatnot, there's three guys. Now, mind you, they have one of the largest coaching staffs in terms of number of guys in uniform. One of the largest coaching staffs in Major League Baseball. There's literally 3 guys that I would bring back. I bring back the first base coach, Paco Figueroa. I bring back the third base coach, Dusty Wathan, and I bring back the infield coach, Bobby Dickerson.
Because they picked it.
Because they straight out picked it.
They picked it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can agree there.
And depending on who the new manager is, I might be inclined to have Bobby Dickerson as my first base coach, Paco as my third base coach, and Dusty Wathan as my bench coach. I actually think that Dusty has a shot to be the manager of this team if they decide to, quote-unquote, fill from within. But I personally, I feel like if this is John Middleton's call and he's letting go of MacPhail, Klentak, and Kapler, it's going to be a splash name.
And listen, there's only 2 names that I like. I don't like Joe Madden. It's just an older Kapler. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's
you.
the same guy.
He's even worse.
I don't understand why people don't see this.
I want Mike
Joe Madden he's literally older Kapler.
That's all he is. He just doesn't say his weird stuff, but he does.
Yeah.
He will say weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy thinks he reinvented baseball.
It's 2 guys. It's Mike Scioscia or it's Joe Girardi.
Yep.
To me, I'd rather have Girardi because he's this is the thing about Joe Girardi. He's managed in both situations. He's managed to rebuild with the Miami Marlins, Florida Marlins, whatever the hell they were at the time. Okay. Then he was with a team that was in must-win mode year in, year out.
Oh, my God, I forgot he was in
Expectations the highest
I forgot he was in Florida.
for 10 years with the Yankees. So he's been to both markets.
Yeah.
There's a guy that he's a gut guy and an analytical guy. Okay, he's a combo. And the league's got to be analytics at some point. But I believe he's such a baseball purist and junkie that he's going to have enough gut with stuff. And won. He's won. Mike Scioscia hasn't won in a long time. Girardi's won.
Yeah.
I do like Scioscia, but not as much as Girardi.
Girardi's actually won me over listening to him in the booth.
Yeah.
Him call a game, but then him talk. The more important, him talk the game. You know, him talk situations to the fans that are listening. You know what I mean?
Trying to say I want a job.
I think
and that's where I miss that. I miss that as the kids these days miss that.
Right.
They watch the games to see the plays and to see the homers.
Right.
They don't watch the game to study it.
Right.
You know, as a kid, I learned half of what I know from baseball from watching
on TV,
and listening to the idiots like Wheels explain to you what's going on, and Harry and Whitey explain to you what's going on and why you do this and why you do that. And then you go out on the field and then you replicate it in your own situations in practice while you're playing or whatever, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's why this works.
I got more education when I was a kid watching This Week in Baseball and the Baseball Bunch with Johnny Bench than any kid these days will ever have.
Yep.
It's insane. But, Tommy, to your point, I think the biggest challenge with getting Girardi is you're probably going to have to overpay for him because he's a Cubs guy.
Yep.
And if the Cubs job is open, he's probably going to be the front runner there. Scioscia is a Philly area guy, so it might be appealing for him to come back. But I think if you want Girardi, you're going to have to overpay.
And that's fine.
And I'm totally fine with
because
that.
I want that kind of guy.
But you're right.
And Ryan said Dombrowski too. And
well, that'd be a good that
combo,
was going to be my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Was like you're right. If Middleton's going to sit there and come in, they're not going to be no names.
Right.
It's going to be guys that everyone knows and that are universally respected in this game.
Yep.
And that's Dave Dombrowski, and then you're right, Girardi, Scioscia. I'll throw Madden in there. I don't want him, but that's a name that Middleton will get all hot and bothered over.
Yeah, and I know the other hot name that's out there right now is Raul Ibanez. I get a little worried about Raul Ibanez because, to me, it's the same career path as Gabe. He would be coming from the Dodgers front office into a managerial position. And to
That's
me,
a red flag.
Yeah,
Red flag.
It is. It's an absolute red flag to me.
And I love Raul. And
Yeah,
I love him.
I loved him as a player, but I don't want another guy coming from a front office to the manager's job.
I want a guy with experience. If we're trying to win now, we're trying to win over the next year to 5 year span. We're trying to win World Series, and the only way you're going to do that right now, because you're not in a rebuild. Like, Kapler's the guy you bring in for a rebuild.
Yeah.
He wants to be players' best friends. Okay? That's when that guy's okay.
Instill some confidence in guys.
Yeah, that's okay when you're talking
It's
about.
okay, you made the
when
error.
You're talking about
I'll
if you had
pat you
all
on the
20 and
ass.
21-year-old kids on your team.
Yep.
Or you're a minor league manager. That's okay to pat in the ass. Okay? Best friends with everybody. Go ahead. At the professional level, not saying you can't be friendly with your players, but you can't say when guys don't run out balls, well, you can't make excuses for them. You made excuses for guys not running out baseballs.
Yeah.
You can't come out there and be their friends in them situations. Then you're losing a locker room. Who's running the ship there? The players or you, Gabe?
This is great. Philly 0024 says we barely invested in international signings. It's ridiculous. Braves and Nats got guys like Soto, Acuna, Albies, etc. Meanwhile, the one guy we had is Sixto, who was unproven, and we traded him. That's it. And he's not wrong.
No, it's absolutely.
He's 100%.
Like I said, the only
spot
one
on.
that's quote-unquote panned out could be Caesar or MacPhail.
Yeah.
They're the only ones because they're the only ones up. Double, I guess, would be one.
No,
And Caesar's probably going to get traded, and Michael will probably be a non-tender.
yeah, but Caesar's a good player.
Yeah.
But not a generational.
But not a
guy.
generational.
No.
Not someone that
He's
we're
not even a season changer.
Yeah, we're not keeping Caesar and moving Scotty because he's Ozzie Albies.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're spot on. And you know what? I love Bob, and I know you do too, and I know you do, but I don't know, he's not a Kuna.
No.
So if you think I love Alabama, we wanted him up, blah 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 blah. But if you think he's a Kuna, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
At least that's not who I believe he is. I think he's gonna be. I think he can be a damn good player. I think he could be a 6 to 8 time All-Star if everything translates with the bat.
To me,
I think it could.
To me, he's Josh Donaldson.
All right, well, I'll take that.
So
too.
he's not superstar, but he's probably that next tier down. He's not Arenado, but
you do have your star in Harper.
Yeah.
So you got to build. Now you got to get the pieces around.
And Realmuto.
Yep. Now you need the pieces around.
Yep.
And this offseason to tell me you're not all in on starting pitching and you're looking for the middle of the pack guys, grow a sack. Because Garrett Cole's a free agent. And back up whatever, bring trucks, you need to back up there. All right? Like, pick him up in Houston. Like, as soon as the playoffs are over, Middleton should fly to wherever Garrett Cole's house is.
Just drop off bags.
No, just have a briefcase, open it up, and have a blank check and say, you write the price.
But see, here's
I'm
here's
with
the
you.
problem with this, though. They got to figure out the managerial situation first because free agency-wise, this is going to turn into a fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, or, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. They went out and Middleton got Harper. And I feel like Middleton got Harper in spite of Kapler. Middleton's not going to be able to go out and get you a Garrett Cole or a Madison Bumgarner or another one of these top-name free agents if Gabe Kapler is still the manager of this team. He just will not be able to do it.
I completely agree with you. You think these guys don't hear it? These guys don't hear the pressers? These guys don't hear him hit the repetitiveness of weird shit? Like now be in that locker room and hear that weird shit.
Oh, yeah.
And tell me that's going to get the best out of you. Like, what? You look at the guy like, what the fuck did you just say?
Guy spits out his ice cream because he doesn't want the calories.
Like, what the?
Who the hell is this guy?
What the? Did he just? It's just I don't know. I'm so over it that to the point at the end of the year I just couldn't watch it anymore.
No.
Well, let's just call it what it is. Gabe is a really nice guy, but he's a weird dude. He's too eccentric to manage a baseball team.
I agree. If you want him in player development, then let him be in player development where he can be best friends with guys.
Right.
And develop players.
I'd move him into that scouting position in a half a heartbeat.
Yeah. Like,
he wants to bring over everything he learned in L.A.
That's the kind of position I think he's great for.
And
Right?
that's what probably the Dodgers saw too.
I would like him more.
Didn't he apply for the Dodgers job, or didn't he interview for the Dodgers job and they took Dave Roberts over?
I'd rather him as I can't believe I'm saying this. I'd rather have him as my general manager than my manager. I would rather have him in that role than this role.
Because he can't. Yeah, no, I see what you're
I
going.
feel like he's a smooth talker in a one-shot situation. Makes sense? I think it'll wear you out over a period of 162.
Right, yep.
But in a one meet and greet, I think he can really sell you.
Yeah.
That's the point in terms of free agency-wise. And the background of the scouting department with the Dodgers. I'll take anybody that's in that scouting department. So, like, I'm not trying to be the Flyers, but I would literally put him in a role of scouting. No question about it.
Yeah, so Bryce Blackwell says...
What up, Bryce?
He thinks Middleton's pulling the plug on everything, which, I hope so.
That'd be nice.
Rosca's actually watching hockey tonight. Good for him.
Of all the things on TV, he's watching hockey.
He says Joe Madden to the Angels.
That's a hot rumor right there.
And you know what? That would fit with Joe Madden becoming California cool.
Going, L.A.
Yeah. But he says Madden to the Angels, and then he says he's watching the Blues and Caps. 2-1 Blues first intermission. And then he's got the baseball game on as well. So Rosca's doing double screen.
There you go.
Mile High 6 says Maple Leafs winning 4-2. Austin Matthews is a beast. Yes, he is.
He's pretty good.
Probably took his pants off.
Part of those Joe Madden rumors.
You have it? You never done that?
Yeah.
Is that he might try to lure Garrett Cole from the Astros to the Angels too? That's part of that rumor. 'Cause apparently they go back.
Interesting.
Who? Madden and Garrett Cole do?
Yeah, and I don't know
You
quite
shut your
how.
mouth when you're talking.
Then that's what I got to do. Then this is what I got to do. I can't believe I got to do this. To get Garrett Cole, I got to bring in Joe Madden. I mean,
I'm done.
I'll take Garrett
I
Cole.
wonder
for
where
Joe
that
Madden.
relationship comes from.
I want Garrett Cole. I don't want nothing to do with Joe
I know,
Madden.
but you wouldn't take it in that situation. I would.
That's weird to me, though.
Hey, where is it?
Where does it start? I mean, because
somewhere in the mind.
6 degrees is Kevin Bacon.
Well, Garrett Cole was in Pittsburgh, and then he went to Houston, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Madden was in Tampa, and then he went to Chicago.
maybe USA Baseball.
I mean, it's possible.
It's the only thing I can think of, unless he was in. No, he was drafted by Pittsburgh. I was thinking maybe he started in the Rays and then got shipped, but no, he was drafted like 2 or 3 overall, right?
Yeah, he was a flat out stud pup.
Hold on, Ralphie's telling me to check my DMs.
Philly,
Jaguars owner Shad Khan to AP Mark Long on Jalen Ramsey's trade request. We have to do the right thing for the team. We're still looking at what is the right thing for the Jaguars, and I think right now the best thing is to have him be a part of the team.
Okay.
yeah, except that he doesn't want to be there, and he won't play until he gets his way.
Shaka.
Shaka Khan.
That's why I was like, wait, I had to read it twice. Like, did I just say Shaka Khan?
Philly 0024. Mad Bomb, I don't know about. He's kind of regressed a bit every season and will demand a lot of money. Seeing what happened with Jake, I'd be just a bit concerned.
I hear you.
And I know Mad Bum is better than Jake.
I don't
and
disagree with him.
I hear everything he's saying. The thing that works for me is that Bumgarner's a lefty.
He's a lefty. And you know what's weird? I was looking at him the other day. You think he's like 33, 34.
I mean, he's 29.
He's 29.
Yeah.
And it's like
because he's been around forever.
And the Giants have been sustained winning so long out there that they've been in postseason after postseason after postseason. And you see him in October pitching every day.
Every year. Yeah.
And I think I agree with everything he said, but I think a change of scenery rejuvenates him.
And the guy can flat out rip.
And the guy can hit, too. So we can never have enough hitters on this team.
No, you're right.
Especially when the game 162 are rolling out. Bamboo Miller, Sewer Rat, and Andrew Knapp.
So did you see the stat yesterday though? Bamboo Miller had the most extra base hits in the month of September in Phillies
he played
history.
every day.
In Phillies history, 14 doubles and 12 homers.
If you would have told me that before the year,
Or some shit like that.
That's when I tell you you're.
Well, he hit
you're
6
flat
home
out
runs in the
lying.
last like 4 days.
Yeah, something like that. It was ridiculous.
As I'm sitting there hammering him, he's going
going
yard
Yahtzee,
every
yeah.
night.
Multi-homer games. See, Bill Miller, I don't think it's over in terms of Jalen Ramsey. Like, if you believe everything everybody says, then go ahead. But Just because you say you want to keep him doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're going to be able to keep him. Sometimes you're playing a little hardball with it too. So
Well, I'll tell you what, though.
Maybe the Eagles only kept the 1 and the 2 offer.
Well,
maybe they come up to the 1-1.
The post that the station threw out there very early this morning. That if you can't get Jalen Ramsey, do you go calling the Broncos about Chris Harris?
Yeah, I have to.
Hell yeah, I do.
I have to.
Yeah.
But I might be on the phone with them saying, okay, I understand it's a lot. What's it going to take for me to get Chris Harris and Von Miller? I mean, what do we got to pony up for that?
What do you want?
We'll give you.
You want 4 firsts?
You know, do you want?
Oh, MC Hammer.
Do you want 3
Too
firsts?
legit.
Do you want 3 firsts and Derek Barnett? You want 2 firsts, Barnett and Sidney Jones? I mean, because I might be inclined to do it if I'm getting Von Miller out of it too.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just take Ramsey, but I'm not going to be mad about trying to pry him away from them at all. Yeah, look at DeAndre. Ramsey doesn't want to be there. No, yeah. Yep, no, that's going to be the end factor when a guy doesn't want to be somewhere.
Yeah, because, you look at, not to get too much onto that one, but you look at, like, the cap situation for them. They only have so much money.
Right.
And if your general manager doesn't want them, but your owner wants them, someone's got to give.
Right.
Usually it's the owner because he pays everybody. But then sooner or later, now you're going to have all your cap space tied up into a cornerback who is absolutely worth it, but is he worth it for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Right.
Because now you have a lot of money tied up into him and Nick Foles, and you got Minshew Mania. And it's like, what are you going to do now?
Right.
How are you going to build around this team when you have no money to build?
They better hope that Minshew is not the next Bobby Hoying.
We've seen it.
Yeah. We've lived it.
Yeah, we have.
So, Philly 0024 says, Garrett Cole, on the other hand, should be the number 1 target this offseason. Well, thanks, Captain Obvious. And I don't mean to be offensive when I say that, but he's going to be the number 1 target of every organization in Major League Baseball.
If you look at that middle tier, like we went through a couple weeks ago, whether I forget it was here or Sunday. Yeah, you got, Mad Bum, who's the old Nationals guy? Who's with the Reds, I'm sorry.
Tanner Roark.
Right.
But,
like, those guys are great, but they don't move the needle.
Right.
Mad Bum might move the needle in the 3-hole.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't move the needle. Garrett Cole is a division changer.
Oh, yeah.
Division changer.
Yeah. If the Phillies go out and sign Garrett Cole with the offense that they have, they're immediately the favorites to win the National League East.
Absolutely.
Yep, and then you allow Aaron Nola to be more in a 2-hole.
Or he stays there and you let Cole. But you're right,
but it
though.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you have those multiple guys that can win every other fifth day.
Yeah. What ends losing streaks?
A stud.
An ace.
An ace, not just great stars.
Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, you need guys to be able to end losing streaks.
Like, I love Noah, but you can't lose Noah's last 6 starts in a pennant race or in a wild card race.
Nope.
That cannot happen. And I'm not saying he pitched great every time, but he kept you in 4 or 5, 6 of those ball games.
Guys, I don't mean to be rude about Jalen Ramsey, but we can just stop then, talking about him. If everybody say, Bill, if he's not coming, he's not coming, and let's get back to talking Phillies. You know what I mean? If you believe he's not coming, then so what? But that doesn't mean anything. Guys have their own choice in this. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't believe that, then believe what you want to believe. And I'll just leave it there. So if you think there's no shot at him coming, I'm going to call you a liar. If Howie went first and a second, that means he's still aggressively shopping.
Yep.
Okay? So just calm down. Sometimes people play hardball here.
So John Qualteria chimes in on the watch party, and he says, Gabe's a putz. The A's and Rays are doing it with stiffs.
Nobody.
And then he said, this is interesting, though. He says, Rendon at third, Kingery at short, interesting. Segura at second, interesting. Bohm and Bruce at first. Harper in right, Hazley in center, Kutch in left, Real Muto behind the dish. Trade Reese and Hernandez for some middle-of-the-rotation pitching and maybe a bullpen arm. Dump Kapler, hire Wathan, replace the pitching coach. Fixed. I don't hate any of it. I think some of it might be a little bit far-fetched, but I don't hate any of it.
Yeah, let's be real. You're not swapping your middle infield.
No.
Well, they did talk about it.
They did.
Did they really? What, Segura going to second to kind of preserve that
Well,
health?
they want to get Segura off of short, so it's either second or third.
Okay.
I can't have Scott Kingery as my everyday
No,
shortstop.
he's not.
He's not, yeah.
Now you go trade me for Trevor Story?
And he'll play 24 games for you like he does every year?
That's fine. He'll hit 700 home runs, though. But the interesting part, and I know, we might be jumping the gun, but the whole thought of, trading Reese just individually, he had a bad year. No one's denying that.
Right.
Do we all think that's who he is? No.
Oh,
I don't.
You think that's who he is?
yeah,
At least in Nashville? What if he goes in DHs in the American League? Do you think it changes anything?
I think
too many swings and misses.
I think the 30 homers and 90 to 100 RBIs is who he is. I think the batting average is a little lower than what he should be.
Right.
I mean, I don't think he's a 230 hitter. I also don't think he's a 260 hitter. I think he's a 245 to 250 guy, which, honestly, the guy shouldn't be your 4 hitter.
No.
Should be your 6 hitter.
No, absolutely.
If he's even in your lineup.
He was out of position all year.
Yeah.
But where I was going was he's still cheap. And he's proven that he can lose the baseball, whether he swings and misses a lot, which he does. And I agree with you. That is a big red flag in today's baseball if you cannot connect to the baseball.
Right, but when you see as many pitches per at-bat as he sees, maybe you could swing and miss at 1 per at-bat. Not the way he's doing it.
Right.
And I think, and Ryan asked if we think this or not, but I think Alex Boehm's up, opening day next year.
He should be.
I believe he's up and on the big squad. And
He's-
from what I heard, the guys think that he's going to be up too. Certain guys that played with him think he'll be on the big squad.
Well, that would be a step.
and then you got
Because you don't
your
play that
infield-
game then.
Then your infield would be him, Kingery, Segura,
Hoskins right now.
and then McCutch, Hazley, Harper,
That's what it should be.
Real Muto.
That's what it should
and then
be.
you go out and you dress this rotation. Now you'll get what's his face back in the bullpen.
Sir Anthony.
Sir Anthony and
Morgan.
No, the closer, David Robertson.
Robertson.
No,
Yeah.
he's not back next year.
He's out 2 years.
He's going to be out for the majority of next year.
Jeez, then you got to go out.
It's Sir Anthony and Adam Morgan are the ones you got to get back.
I can't believe that I'm wanting that back. You know what I mean? Like,
That's right. I was wondering where you were going. I'm like,
Give me Adam Morgan back. Did I just say that?
Yeah, that just happened.
Let me give you guys an outside the box name though.
Is Hader a free agent? Did somebody say he's a free agent?
I don't know. I
doubt it, right?
I wouldn't hate the idea though, but
I don't want Rendon. Not because I don't love Rendon, Dave. Dan Sharrock asked this. Not that I don't love Rendon, but that's Bomb's spot.
Yeah.
I got a lot invested in that.
unless you are 100% certain that you're moving him to first base and you're going to do it at the start of the season,
Yeah.
then no,
no.
that's Bohm's spot exactly.
Good,
But let me give you guys an outside of the box name. Curious as to what your thoughts would be if they decided to bring this guy in as a manager. No experience whatsoever, but if you listen to him talk baseball, the guy knows way more than I think anybody in this city ever gave him credit for. That's Jimmy Rollins. Now, this is a guy that the fans in this city used to get on constantly because he had a little dog in him. Can you bring a guy like that in to be the manager of your baseball team?
I mean, you can. The only thing I'll say that could work about it, why it could work, is the age gap being closer. I think you can relate more to the modern player. Not that Gabe should be able to, but he's just a weirdo.
Right.
But should be able to relate better to these players.
That's great. Isolate that.
I think he's going to have a better feel of the game than he does. I mean, like Mike says, listen to him talk.
Yeah.
In game, it seems like he has a good feel for it. Like, I mean, listen, you could tell me a lot of names that are way more intriguing than the guy that's there right now with the aviators on. So I'll say yes. I mean, why not?
Okay.
Why not? If we went as weird as Gabe Kapler, it can't be any worse. Anything, like any name brought up, it can't be like, well, that's.
Might as well bring back all 3 of them. Just bring back Rollins, or all 4 of them. Bring back Rollins, Victorino, Utley, and Howard. Just bring them back.
I honestly, I don't think Chase Utley will be back in a baseball uniform until his kids are like
No, I know.
out of high school.
Especially now that he's already doing
the studio
pregame,
gig in LA. Yeah.
My only thought with
though-
Jimmy,
Go ahead.
is this team the right team to bring him in on? As you mentioned earlier, this isn't a full rebuild. This is a team with expectations. Can you throw a guy that, although was dogged in this city for fair and real reasons, is beloved in this city? Can you throw him to the wolves with the expectations of this team?
Yes. If
What
I
it-
bring
wait-
in a good enough, if I bring in a veteran pitching coach and a veteran hitting coach,
Hold on,
I
no.
can.
I'll counter you by saying this. What did he do in 2007? He threw himself to the wolves.
He did. But
We're
that's
the-
as a player.
We're the team to beat. If he's willing to do that as a player, coming off of a 2006 season that was,
Right.
I think he's got way bigger stones than we think, and plenty of them to be the manager.
No,
I'm
agree
not
with
saying
that.
he can't do it. I just the
I mean,
fit.
it's a valid question.
If this was the Pete Mackanin years and Jimmy was Pete Mackanin,
right.
you know what I mean? I think,
I think he can handle it. Paul Cairns says, "What's up from DC? What's up, Paul?
What up, Paul?
Christian Carroll. I like Gibbons as manager. He reminds me of Fergosi. All right.
I don't hate that name.
Is that
I
John
just,
Gibbons, right?
yeah. I mean, he's just.
I'm gonna lose a baseball.
It's a retread who's not a sexy retread.
Yeah. Here's a real quick update on the bullpen.
All right.
Todd Zalecki wrote a piece the other day. Injuries crushed the bullpen. David Robertson might not be back until late next season if he returns at all.
Okay.
Victor Rano, Sir Anthony, and Adam Morgan each finished the year on the injured list, all probably expected back.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Hunter, Nishak finished on the IL and are already free agents.
Right.
Now, Nishak has an option for this year, but he's probably done.
Yeah.
Jose Alvarez, Hector Neris, and Ranger Suarez, barring a return to starting, seems like the only locks to be back for the bullpen right now.
If I'm the Phillies,
And then he mentions real quick, Will Smith and Will Harris are free agents that the Phillies could potentially go look at.
yeah, and there's going to be a lot of teams looking at them too.
Oh yeah,
Well, guess what?
But here's the
Stupid
thing.
money.
I think
you ain't wrong.
the one name that you mentioned there that I think needs to kind of be highlighted for a second is Ranger Suarez, because this is a guy that kind of steamrolled his way through the system, not unlike Cole Irvin. And they brought him up last year. They gave him a few starts, had a couple good starts, a couple and then they started using him out of the bullpen. And I think when they started using him out of the bullpen, he found something. I think and I'll use the Kapler terminology now, I think he profiles really well as like a 1 or 2 inning left-hander out of the pen, like 6th, 7th inning,
A Ranger?
that can get guys out from either side of the plate. He's not just a left-handed specialist. But I think if you're looking for him to get you more than 6 outs or to be returned to starting, that's not him.
Right.
But if you keep him in the role that he's in now, I think he excels for you.
He was one of, if not your only consistent pitcher out of that bullpen
At the
down the
end.
stretch.
Yeah.
We were talking about because he listens to shows. Remember?
Yeah.
You know, and we're like, oh, Ranger's the only guy getting outs.
It's because he knows where to go for the real talk.
And Ralphie says, give me a baseball guy for manager. And I agree, Ralphie. Give me a baseball guy.
Yeah.
I don't need to be the oldest school. I don't need Jimmy Lewin puffing smokes in the dugout. But
I'll take it.
I mean, I'll have him. Doors open, water's warm. But I need a baseball guy. I need a little old school baseball guy in my life right now. Agree?
Oh yeah. And maybe not necessarily old school, but at least sees the game from a middle way.
And doesn't have his head buried in a
Joe
laptop
Girardi,
for 3
as
hours
you said,
a day.
Joe
Yeah.
Girardi, Mike Scioscia. Although Scioscia, you're right, hasn't won and hasn't been around in a long time. They're old school guys in the way they see the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Girardi's the easy one. Like Mike said, open it up. You want Garrett Cole, you want Joe Girardi. Well, you want some of these other guys. We'll go open up the checkbook again.
Yeah.
Get back to what you said about stupid money.
Right.
And upgrade this team that way then.
No, you're not wrong.
Or fire your entire scouting department and start over.
Yeah, the thing that I like, though, about,
Get down.
you have guys, and there's a couple of other names out there. I mean, there's Osmus, Matheny,
Allsmith just released from his second gig.
I know, I get it. But,
and I like the name, but I'm like,
and
Who's he wearing out?
it's just a name.
Who's he wearing out?
Yeah.
Who's he worn out?
Right.
Wearing out welcomes real quick. You
Yeah.
know.
But to me, what's the thing that they all have in common? They're all former catchers.
Yep.
So.
And even Sleep said Matheny's not the worst.
right.
No,
You
not
know?
at all.
Not the worst. I mean, I don't want him, but I'll take him.
I'll take him over this guy.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem here.
What's Chris Coast doing these days?
Eric Kratz. Why would you just bring every other
Well,
former?
Kratz is still active.
Is he still playing?
Ryan actually said it earlier. He'd rather have Chris Coast.
Ryan Brodo just, oh my God, in the YouTube
Where's
chat.
Turkey
Hell,
Bacon
I would
himself?
take Chris Coast as a manager. Oh, that's scary.
Does Eric Kratz come with a full supply of bacon?
From Hatfield. I love it.
Paul Brown, what's up, fellas? What's up, Paul?
What up, Paul?
Jeff Lohmeyer says, "Go after Pudge if you like catchers. Don't you tap?
Yeah, he
I
is.
met-
He is coaching, isn't he?
I believe so.
I met Pudge when he was a player with the Rangers when I was a little guy.
Yeah.
I was a bat boy down in
I
spring
loved
training.
Pudge growing up.
And he told me to go get pine tar, but he didn't speak English. And he said pine tar, but it just came out. And I'm like walking over, I'm like, I don't know what the hell this guy is. So they're like picking things up. Like,
That's great.
You need the bat weight?
There's an interesting name that I've thought of the last couple of days, and I'm not sure how it fits. But I know he's very well respected throughout the inner circles, and that's Carlos Beltran. And I know he's kind of tied up. I think he's tied up with the Royals right now, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not saying tied up in a way that we can't get him, but they obviously have an opening now themselves.
Right. Well, you know these guys, though, that if they're in someone's front office or the organization, they're never denied permission to interview for a manager's job because it's you can't legally stop someone from moving on to take a promotion. I mean, I guess you could deny him permission to take the interview, but
Like
no one
the
ever
NFL does.
Yeah, no one ever does that.
Paul Brown wants to know the status of Deshaun Jackson. He's out.
He's out.
He hasn't practiced, still rehabbing.
Yep. So he's going to be a little bit.
Looks like Sydney was full go today, though,
Yeah.
in practice.
And they're saying that it's looking like 2 more weeks. I think they said 2 more weeks on Jalen Mills.
Yeah, it was like 16 days the other day. So
Yeah, well,
probably
yeah,
like
he's
2
got
weeks
to.
now.
Yeah, he can only come back to practice in like 2 weeks
Something
or whatever.
like that, yeah.
But he said he's good to go when he comes back. So that's some help, especially since it looks like the Ramsey thing is lingering longer now.
Well,
you know,
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, 53-man roster, and you dress 45 for a game.
Bless you.
I think every defensive player that they had dressed on Thursday night saw the field.
Uh-huh.
That was some crazy shit.
Me and you, we almost got a call. What you guys doing? You guys doing out there?
Can you backpedal?
Yeah.
can you guys pass
How's your lateral?
interference?
How's your side to side?
Can you grab guys early too? All right, you fit.
Is that 10-yard shuttle still okay?
40 times 475.
Did you see my 40 after the Carolina
That's
game 2 years
minutes.
ago?
Minutes.
I was in bare feet in the pavement.
My dad was like so upset. Like, how do they not challenge that pass interference at the end of the game? I'm like, you're acting like you're a Packers fan. Like, why do you care? I just think it's ridiculous. Like, it was clear pass interference. Like, they can't challenge that at the end of the game. And I'm like, no, you're not wrong. But I mean, somebody would get shot if that was.
Well, but I mean, if you think about it though, logically, if you just look at the way that the pass interferences were called or not called over the course of that game, even if they review it, there's no way they're reversing that
No,
call.
that's been the common theme of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That the call on the field is going to stand.
That's seriously that might be the worst rule implementation
This is dumb.
ever.
Dumb.
Ever.
Robots.
It's the one thing
Rather
they
just have
review.
robots out there.
It's the one thing they review that is not clear cut. It's still up to subjectivity.
Yeah.
Christian Carroll, what comes first to Philly? Ramsey?
The chicken or the egg?
Or the Phillies' new manager?
I'll go Ramsey.
Oh.
Interesting. I actually did a Twitter poll on this yesterday, and I will bring up the results for you.
What would you say?
What happens first?
Yeah.
New manager.
Yeah. I'm
Doesn't mean that's what I want. I just think that's what happens.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they're going to fire and hire a guy in 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay, I get where you're going.
You know what I mean?
I'll go Ramsey then. I'll side with you on that note then.
Like, you could fire him tomorrow. I just think that process of the new manager is going to take longer than 2 weeks. Because if it's taken this long to fire him, as we all implied, he's not the only one to go.
This is interesting, though, because I threw this poll out on Twitter yesterday, and I said you can only have one. Phil's fire Kapler, Eagles trade for Ramsey. You can only have one.
I think I went Ramsey.
76% of the respondees want Ramsey.
Yep, smart people.
So maybe Kapler's not that bad.
No, he's that bad.
No, he's that bad.
Or it's just football season. This is
it's
straight
the
up
lesser
Eagles
of two
town.
evils.
It's a straight up Eagles town.
It's such a need position right now.
Oh, and
You know
with
what
the
I mean?
injuries,
With the
it is
injuries,
completely need.
It's so need. Now, thank God Sidney was out there today.
Yeah.
Now, Christian asked about Avante. He'll probably be back next week.
Maybe,
But
yeah.
I mean, that's a maybe. It could be 2 weeks, but he's definitely not in this week because he's in concussion protocol.
Right.
So I
He's
would
still
assume
dead.
I would assume next week. He actually asked to come back in and play.
Did he really?
After they took him on the stretcher.
So, Greg,
That's savage, right
He's
there.
like, yeah, can I?
Greg,
come
I
back in?
know you saw this earlier today, Tommy. I don't know if you did, and I don't know if the fam did. The Charlie Manuel poem.
Oh, we posted it.
yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
So for anybody in the fam that didn't see it, Charlie Manuel wrote a poem this morning on Twitter. It says, "Goodbye breakfast at Mercer Cafe. I wish that I could stay. But for now it's fall. We're not playing ball, and I must be on my way. Goodbye courtyard at Navy Yard Villa. Goodbye big red truck. Thanks for the ride, Winter Ford MJ. My best to you all. Love, Chuck." I'm like, I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm like, wait, tell me again why this guy's not the manager?
And then he hops on a plane with all our friends.
Yeah.
Heading down to Florida.
Which is absolute
Isn't that cool?
Which is so
awesomeness.
classic.
That's awesome.
And it's funny, my buddy Nicky was on that team last year, and I just picked him up. He was playing in Vegas this past weekend. I sent him the picture. I was like, dude, you should have went to Orlando at PSB.
You're on the wrong
he goes, dude, that's so awesome.
They better hit a ton.
They better hit.
Better have a good
And
weekend.
how about a Crum Cortez, the Mets fan, sitting right in front of him?
That's how it goes.
He should have threw him out the emergency exit.
That's how it goes.
Gotta love when you mention people as crumbs.
Gary-
Here's a good one. Tony Janicki chimes in on the watch party.
Huh?
Thoughts on bringing in McEwing? And I know why he asks about that, because that's a guy that back in the day we played against in high school and JUCO. And his name always seems to pop up as a managerial candidate, but he never gets the job.
I was just thinking that. Like, he was the hot name when the Kapler, Boones, Bells were out there too. He was in that whole circle. But then, yeah, never got the job. I'd be hesitant with this team unless it's somebody affiliated with the Phillies, like a Jimmy Rollins, as you were
Right.
implying. I would have a hard time bringing in a brand new guy with no experience.
Well, McEwing he's been the bench coach in, I think, the White Sox and maybe Arizona.
Okay.
So, I mean,
He's got more experience than Gabe.
Right,
so,
yeah.
all right.
No, I mean,
But
McEwing
hasn't really managed.
Correct. He has not managed, but he's been the bench coach, I want to say 3 different teams.
Okay.
Was a first base coach. I mean, has coached a lot at the major league level.
point.
So, experience-wise, is he ready to make the jump? Probably. But do you bring him back to his hometown team, literally his hometown team, who he never played for? Put that much pressure on the guy, right out of the chute.
But I wonder,
With guys like Harper and Real Muto, where the expectations are going to be high.
I wonder if, because I didn't realize he was even from this area, so I wonder if even outside of the guys that know him, if they even realize that he is a hometown guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's quite possible.
Yeah, I'm almost in the Girardi or bus game. I'm getting there. Eric Jacinto, Thomason, and I know I'm just pumped up to talk some basketball. We'll get in the basketball.
Oh, Eric, yeah, we got
It'll
you.
be soon. It'll be around the corner. Christian Carroll, here's a managerial candidate. Pete Rose.
Let's go.
And Gary.
Only if he's paying for only if he's paying my sports book.
Yep, he can. As long as he's betting the Phillies every night, we're feeling good. Gary Fluke. Rather Phillies get Cole then Eagles get Ramsey. Cole will cost money. Ramsey will be a lot of picks. How about both?
Yeah, like the mean. Why not both?
So,
I mean, Ramsey's going to cost money too. Let's be real.
Yeah. Now back to McEwing for a second. He's been the Sox bench coach for a while, but he did manage in AAA at Charlotte.
Yeah, it's just it's a good name. It just doesn't move the
Just
needle.
doesn't move the needle, right?
That's all. I mean, that's why Girardi just moves the needle. He's been everywhere. He's coaching the big market.
You know what? What
pressure.
McEwing would be? McEwing would be a safe hire. It'd be a safe name. That if you can't get your Girardi or your Socha, if you don't get the splash, McEwing would be a safe hire because he's not going to come in and do all the dumb shit that Gabe did. That basically had the team kind of wanting him gone before he even got started.
Yeah, at least you hope not.
Although it is
bringing in a guy
interesting.
Who's not warmed up from the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting though because you think about it. Imagine what would have happened if, when the Eagles were looking for a new coach, ownership listened to the fan base and didn't hire Doug Peterson.
Oh, thank God for that.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's just. Sorry, I'm trying.
No, you're okay.
It's just if I'm trying to win, I got to go get a guy who's won.
Yeah.
Who's won, right?
And it's won in markets where it's tough.
It's expected to.
Yeah, and tough. And Girardi just checks all the boxes because of the New York State.
Mm-hmm.
For 10 years, you dealt with that.
No, he
you can deal with anything.
He checks all the boxes and then some.
So
that's not even a question.
What does he want? $5-6 million a year? John Middleton should say whatever you want, Joe. That should be another blank check.
Yeah.
Him and Garrett Cole should be blank checks.
Do you know Garrett Cole?
Blank checks.
Can you get to know him?
Okay. Any of my guys from out the Pittsburgh way have any connections to Garrett Cole?
Just call him.
Brodo says, what about Eric Bruntlett or Sotaguchi? Are they available? Add them to the list of guys I'd rather have than Kapler.
That's a long list. That's why let's not lower expectations and just say Joe Girardi.
Yeah.
Christian Carroll, who makes a three-pointer first, Ben or Fultz? Ben.
Ben.
But Fultz does look good, which is I hate.
I will say this. Ben drops a 3 first trip down to the first game of the season.
Because it'll be open.
Oh, yeah. He's just going to come down the floor, and they're going to back way off of him, and he's going to say, okay, I'll show you. Boom.
Well, Eric Jacinto, the Mets should fire Callaway. Callaway and Kapler should both be gone. They should be on a boat somewhere to the middle of nowhere. You're not allowed to coach any baseball ever.
Our man on the ones
Mickey
and twos is
Callaway.
a Mets fan, and he just gave us a thumbs up
As a
on that.
pitching coach.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Now you're back.
I wanted to shock you for a
You're
second.
back. You said Mickey Callaway. I almost slapped you. I'm gonna say, would you
I
wake
saw the
up?
look in your face.
Would you wake up?
You're like, where's this? Where's
At
he
least
going
doesn't
with
say
this?
weird shit.
Well,
Where's he going with this?
The irony there, if they both get fired, and then whoever the new manager is in Philly brings in Callaway as the pitching coach, and then whoever the new manager is in New York brings in Gabe as like the bench coach.
You can have him.
Goodbye.
I just threw up on my mouth. Just threw up on
Hopefully,
my mouth.
I want to be you for a day.
hopefully Callaway comes with Zach Wheeler.
One could hope.
I told Tristan Russo, why is Gabe still here? I said, naked pictures. That's the only way he'll still be here when it's all said and done, is if he's got pictures of John Middleton. That's the only way.
Yeah.
You've been mediocre for 2 years, and this year you went out and got 5 All-Stars, and the owner wants to win World Series. That's all he wants. He wants playoff baseball and to compete for a World Series. You're far from it. Mm-hmm. You're far from it, and you're not going to get rid of all your players that you just signed to a ton of money. So whose head's got to fall?
Yeah.
It's the dope, right? He's a freaking clown. Like, listen, I get it. You're a great-looking guy, so you can pull the aviators off. But, like, put some Oakley's on and act like you've been there one time.
You want me to go buy you a pair?
Oh, that's great. That is great. Put the aviators on. I love it.
Jeremy Beeman, what's up, fam?
What up, Jer?
Philly seemed to be playing well when Charlie was helping them this year. Why not bring him back? Well, it's up to Charlie, really.
He doesn't want to.
I don't think he wants to.
Did you see? You obviously didn't see that poem. He's done. Go to Florida.
Sure.
He's checking out.
Klentak is a moron. Christian Carroll, does Kapler have Middleton's picks hanging out with Robert Kraft? Kraftgate. Yep.
Cleveland exercise option on Kluber. Duh.
All right, fam. On the other side, we'll give our World Series predictions, okay? And also Eagles-Jets preview prediction, chance for you guys to win some money from us to you.
A few ducats.
Everybody on Twitter, head over to Facebook or YouTube. Come join us for the second half. Everybody on Facebook and YouTube, stay put. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2D Radio. Every Wednesday, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Gibson Mayer LLC. Find him on the web, GibsonMayer.com. See you in a few.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Mike, AM and the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues and expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional sports. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC, certified public accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on A2DRadio.com.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues and expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional sports. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on A2DRadio.com.
Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make him yours, Gibson Mayer LLC. Find him on the web, gibsonmayer.com. Tom Arnone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Wagnick, Robbie Pope on the ones and twos. Family out there joining us. We'll get in the Eagles in a few minutes, but we want to let you know who's going to win the World Series and start with that. We're obviously watching A's Rays, and it's freaking unbelievable. A's hit all goddamn year. Tom wants to throw a couple fuzzles around. The A's now stink at the plate. Flat out stink at the plate.
At least you went with the former home team, you know?
I'm a biased cat.
You know.
At times.
I mean, if you can't root for the Phillies, you got to root for the A's.
I'm a biased kitten at times.
I mean, they left 3 decades ago.
Yeah.
5 decades ago, some shit like that.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Everything swings and misses. All right. So, let's start.
Hey, Robbie, if you get a second, can you look that up? What year did the A's leave Philadelphia and go to Oakland?
It's got to be in like the...
It's got to be like the 60s. It has to be.
40s, 50s. I thought it was like the 40s or 50s, but it might have been. Who knows? It was a long goddamn time. Get up the middle.
Get 2.
Beat that out.
What are you playing? 4 outfielders?
Yeah, I got just so confused. Like that could almost be an out if you're playing it right.
That was softball.
What is going on?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Even softball plays 3 outfielders.
All right, National League Division Series. We'll still give you live reactions only if the A's hit.
Only if the A's hit.
So that was a pretty swing. So Cardinals Braves, which is honestly a great matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about 2 damn good. The Cardinals are just always in the mix.
Yep.
You know who they are. All right, they got a good staff, good bullpen. They feel like they're timely hitting guys over there. And you got the Braves, which we've seen a lot of. And obviously a 5-game series that starts October 3rd, 5:02. So it's the first game
Tomorrow.
on the docket tomorrow. I got the Braves in this series. I don't know how to get it done with the rotation. I don't know how to get it done in certain spots. But they're young, they're good, and I think they just don't know any better. And I have them winning this series.
So do we know if tomorrow is at a Jack Flaherty?
It's got to be
Miles Mikolas versus Dallas Keuchel.
Gotcha.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
You're both right.
Uh-oh.
Because we forgot about something. They left, we were sort of right. They left Philadelphia in 54.
Okay.
But they didn't go to Oakland. They went to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah, and they were in Kansas City from 55 to 67. So in the 60s is when they did move
The
to
big
Oakland.
curveball.
The deuce.
Just breaking it off in baseball talk. Just breaking one off.
That's not even a hanger, though. That's like a sharp late break.
Yeah, it's like a slide
We're
piece.
screwed.
What are you swinging at, bro?
Who you guys got in that series? Cardinals, Braves.
I got the Braves.
And Robbie, feel free.
I think you're absolutely right. They're young. They have nothing else to – they don't know any better. All they know is the mash.
Their lineup's loaded.
And they're just up and down that lineup. And then, they have arguably 2 or 3 of the top players in the series when you look at Acuna and Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I feel like the Cardinals steal one with Jack Flaherty, and otherwise that's it. I think it's a 3-1 series.
Yeah, and the Braves having home field advantage is key.
Yeah, agreed.
The Cards are hot. They're playing very well. Would not shock me if it goes the other way.
I have it the other way.
Do you have it the other way?
I do, man. I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Besides Milwaukee, the hottest team down the stretch was the fucking Cardinals.
You're
man.
absolutely right.
And what's key is that Goldie is mashing right now again, and he's going to produce what the Cardinals got for him. I think they're going to outslug people, or at least out-hit them. Maybe not outslug, but out-hit. And the Braves pitching, Soraka, Fried, nearing those pitching limits, going to get tired down the stretch. So if it does go longer of a series, that bodes well for the Cardinals, I think, over the Braves.
All right. Yeah,
Younger Braves
it's not a
team
bad
and
pick. I mean,
experience.
these are 2 damn good baseball teams.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion. So let's shift over, right? Who'd you have again, Mike?
I had the Braves.
Braves.
Braves. I have Braves in 4.
And then Robbie gave us the other side of it with the Cardinals.
One for sweeps.
You got to, because I was waiting for him to walk in the door.
I'm waiting for a text.
Nationals Dodgers.
You're all morons.
Tomorrow night. Nationals at Dodgers tomorrow night, 8:37 game, and that's Eastern Standard Time.
Washington blew their load last night. Yankees in 3. Sweep.
Oh, sweep talk.
Sweep.
You got Dodgers in 3.
Yep.
I mean, I have Dodgers too. I
have
think
Dodgers. I think it goes a
using
little longer.
Strasburg last night might come back to haunt them.
Mm-hmm.
No,
But you needed to get there.
No, because you can go Corbin.
Well, no, you go Corbin, but
And-
then
And then you can probably go Strasburg the next night. You could probably go with
I wonder. I forget how many. Would he throw? 40, 50?
it's almost like a side sash.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
that's what I'm
the
thinking.
thing with this though. I go back to the conversation that we had like middle of the season with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You throw a lefty, the Dodgers have a lineup that can hit a lefty.
Yeah.
You throw a righty, the Dodgers have a lineup that can hit a righty. They just have guys up and down the roster that just mash. The rotation is great. The bullpen is great. To me, the Dodgers are the best team in the National League, and it's not even close.
Mike, I can't agree with you more. To me, I think it's the year they put that to bed of coming out of the NL, or at least this series to me, because we'll get into that matchup next. But yeah, in this series, they're better than the Washington Nationals.
Mm-hmm. They are, but in terms of matchup that I was excited to see, I think if any team had a shot of knocking off the Dodgers, it was the Nationals,
Yes.
the way they're built, that they can contend with this team. They match up very well. But to Mike's point, and also to yours, Tom, that wild card game took a lot out of them. Can Corbin, deliver in an important game, in an important series?
in
That'll be
LA.
key.
In
In
LA,
LA.
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I think in the end they just got too much firepower. I have them moving ahead too, but I wanted to pick the Nationals here because they do match up so
They
well.
do. They really do. That's not a lie. Like it wasn't easy taking the Dodgers because I also know who the Dodgers are when it comes to playoff time.
Right.
So it wasn't easy, but I'll get into who the Dodgers are come playoff time the next series, and that would be for us 3. It would be Braves.
Strasburg threw 34 pitches.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's fine.
Game 2.
Game 2. So the next series for us would be Dodgers Braves. You would have Dodgers Cardinals.
Yep.
So I'm going Braves in this series. Again, to me, you put them against any lineup in baseball, and I think if they're going well, they can out hit any of them.
Agreed.
And their bullpen's good enough. Their starters are good enough. And you know that if it's just good enough and you got something different, I just think that this team has some weird chemistry together because they're so young and you watch their games.
Yeah.
Watch their games. I mean, I watch Dodgers games and tons of chemistry there, but I don't know. Something about, I hate to say it, I'm not trying to be chopping. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not in love with this lineup. I'm not in love with what that organization did. I hate to say it. I am. If I was a fraud, I would have jumped. I would jump to that organization because I love what they did.
We'll hire Joe Madden so I can jump.
They built a phenomenal ballpark. They built a phenomenal thing around their ballpark. They got people coming to their games, and they drafted well. The Atlanta Braves, I hate to say it.
Tom's got attendance bias. I've been there. I've been there twice. It's phenomenal. I'm all in.
Chop on. It's so hot. It's terribly hot. Chop on. The Braves beat the Dodgers, and you get the typical Los Angeles Dodgers, which is hard to say because I think the Dodgers are filthy good. I just think they find ways to come up short. They're going to do it again.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Please do.
I think there's one team in the National League better than the Braves, and it's the Dodgers. And again, it just goes back to the point that no matter what you throw at the Dodgers, they're going to rake. And it could be a series where
Takeovers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It could be a series where you see a whole lot of pitching changes, not a lot of great starting pitching.
Mike, I think it goes 7.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's going 7.
It could very well go 7.
The only thing I have is just the Braves getting one more big hit.
Right.
That's all I have. I think it's that close of a series in terms of like the Dodgers have the best combo lineups in baseball, but the second best in the NL is the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
And I think if there's one team matched up lineup wise with them and can go to war with them swinging it, it's the Braves. That's it.
Don't disagree.
That's it. I don't. The Nationals are good, but they're not them
No.
too offensively.
Yeah.
Cardinals are real good offensively, not them too offensively. So that's where I got it. But you got. That's nice. So you got
I got
Dodgers
Dodgers.
in the series. I got Braves in the series.
I got Dodgers as well.
You got Dodgers.
Yeah, I got the Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Well, I think
Now I'm the front.
it's third time.
You-
No, I like the way you're going.
Your reasoning was good. Yeah.
I mean, if the Braves
I don't
do
disagree
beat-
with you.
If the Braves
Like Homer Simpson.
Go ahead, Robbie.
All right, Rob,
if the Braves do beat the Cardinals, I could see that happening. And I might have changed my pick there. I'm just going based on the bracket challenge I submitted. So I got to stay true. I got the Dodgers going all the way. I think this is finally the year for them.
Yeah, and I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I was right with you on that until the matchup came to that, and I was like, maybe it's not again.
If it's
maybe
Braves could beat them and sneak into the series. I'm with you on that.
So now let's shift over American League Division Series. Now this is the 5-gamer. This starts Friday, and it's a 7:07 game Eastern Time. Twins at Yankees. Who do you got, boys?
I got the Twins.
I love where your head's at.
I got
baby.
the Twins.
I have the Twins too.
And I just think it's the Twins. Again, what you said about the Braves, they don't know any better. Rocco Baldelli knows nothing else but winning 100 games.
And driving baseball.
I was going to say they have, 8 guys with 30 homers?
Yeah.
They set a world record for home runs.
Yeah. I feel like the Twins are –
And I don't like the pitching for the Yankees.
Not to calm this down.
No.
Yeah.
Not to calm this down.
I feel like for as good as the Yankees are, the Twins are just going to outslug them. They're just going to mash.
I agree with you, and I know Yankees fans hate to hear it, and it's so sad. It's hard to say it, right? No, it's not. Listen, I think they're better than them. They're a better baseball team. You know, I know the Yankees come with a attached to championship
pedigree
and all that garbage.
Yeah.
But this is a better baseball team than Minnesota Twins. I think they go there and they take it in 5.
You know, I think when it comes to the pitching, I think they do have it.
Okay.
I really do. When you looked at
Yanks?
Yeah, exactly. Severino down the stretch, coming back from injury, has pitched very well. James Paxton turned it night and day from about midseason on. He's been that ace that they got him. And Tanaka has been pitching much better since getting shelled in Boston. You have those big 3 with that bullpen and a healthy Giancarlo Stanton. And when E5 coming back, that they're going to be the healthiest they've been on offense. I wanted to pick the Twinkies so bad because I hate Yankees more than I hate anything on this earth.
Yep.
But I'm going Yankees. I do think they squeak by. It's going to be a 7-game. It's going to be a nice series.
5.
Twins, Yankees.
5, yeah.
5, excuse me.
Because we're still
sorry.
we went back.
Right,
we went back. We were at 7.
I know it was one of those things where I knew it was divisional, and I meant to say 5 and 7 just came out.
I wish it
because
was
I'm
7.
40.
Because
That's
everything
because
should
they
be
used
7.
to-
Everything's
exactly.
7.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now we go to most likely Rays.
Yes, just say Rays so we get that reverse mush.
Rays Astros.
Stop
American League
it.
Division.
Are we really talking about this one?
No, I mean, had to
Fuck out
I had to
of
say
here.
it's the
It's
Houston
the Astros.
It's the Rays.
So now go.
You're looking for the triple mush.
Heyo.
So now we're going Astros and
We're going Astros Twins. He's going Astros
Yankees.
Spankies.
Yep.
So Astros Twins, boys. Twins can hit it. Though. I'm just going to tell you.
Twins can hit a ton, but so can the Astros. So until somebody knocks the Astros off that pedestal,
I agree with you, bro.
I got to roll Houston.
I
And
agree
with
with
that
you.
pitching, too.
Now that's in 7.
Minnesota, oof.
No, this is in 7.
This is 7.
This is a 7er to me.
And this is where, we talk about name me 5 guys on the A's, name me 5 guys
Joe
on the
Hale
Twins.
says Astros in 4. The Twins, he just hit it though to stay in it enough.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I think this is where some of the no-name pitchers that have done it for the Twins all year, this is where they start to be, roughed up and exposed.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
But I just think the pitching of the Astros combined with the fact that they absolutely mash as well, it's
All right,
Astros.
I'm thinking Houston. So it's Houston Braves for me in the World Series.
Houston Dodgers.
I got Houston, LA.
Houston, LA.
And I have Houston, LA, too. Funny how that works because I think as much as I was praising the Yankees pitching, they're going to have to exhaust so much of that in that 5-game division.
Yeah, not beating Houston.
That when it goes up
Yeah.
to Houston, that's when they
Yeah.
cough. Think about what they did this season, too. And, I mean, I'm sticking up for the Yankees, and
Look
I
at
don't
you.
know why I'm doing it again. But to finish that far ahead of the pack and that far, I mean, what were they, 40-something games over 500?
Something like that, yeah.
Right,
They
with
were
as many
103 wins.
injuries, as many games lost to injury this year, that's got to catch up to you at some
Agreed.
point. Has to.
Ryan Brodo says Yankees versus Cardinals World Series. I hate that I just typed that. Yankees win.
I don't think they're winning the World Series. I don't have them getting there. I don't think they're better than Houston, first off. Right. So listen, they're good. They're not better than Houston. What's the separators? Houston rakes. So what's the separators with Yankees? Houston. It's pitching. Who's got pitching? It's not even close. It's not even close. Not even remotely close. I'm yelling at the Yankees fans right now, not Ryan. It's not even close. The Houston Astros are the most complete team in Major League Baseball. And if somebody thinks they're not, they're delusional. The one team in the AL that I think can play with them is the Twins because they can hit. But again, that's probably over in 6 or 7. If the Twins really hit, it goes 7. If not, it's a 6er.
They got fucking Greinke as their third.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sick.
He was available at the deadline?
We didn't know. We didn't know over here. We didn't know in Philly.
And Wade Miley, he scuffled down the stretch, but he's been an arm that could come in long relief. Their depth, Aaron Sanchez, revitalized his season down in Houston. That's got squad, Zuna at the end.
I don't even think you needed to go that far. You could have just gone Cole, Verlander, Greinke. Good night.
Good night. Get home safe.
1, 2, 3.
Tip your bartender.
We'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Listen, I praise the Atlanta Braves in the National League. Just something about that young team that I think they're going to hit all. I think they're going to hit all series. Nice. And I think they have an advantage of playing in mostly it's going to seem like warm weather parks, which is an advantage to them in the postseason. A huge advantage to them because I think they need that. Because they're not going to shut you down pitching wise. They got to hit.
Right.
Yeah, they got to hit. So I think the warm weather is going to help them. So now, even going to Houston, I think that's an advantage for the Braves. But again, what's the difference maker? Right? I love this Braves lineup. We know Houston's lineup. We go back to the pitching again. It's not close.
Right.
So if this staff's the staff we all think they are, the Houston Astros are winning the World Series. And I know that's just easy to say, but they're the most complete team in baseball.
Well, Bryce Blackwell says Dodgers versus Houston. Houston wins. And Ryan says maybe my pick is an intentional mush pick.
Mushgate, let's go.
So you've got Dodgers.
He's got
Houston,
Astros over Braves.
And you have Astros Braves.
I got Astros Braves.
You're just gonna ride that Braves train, huh?
Yeah, I just think they're that good.
But you got Houston winning.
Yes.
Okay.
Astros.
So Greg, you have Houston Dodgers, correct?
I have Houston, LA,
as do I.
and
Robbie, and that's who you have as well, right?
And I love LA.
Attaboy.
Not really.
But
I don't know why. Noah picked the Braves. Wow.
Read my response.
Yeah, let's go chop one.
I just hashtag sorry. This is
all right.
breaking news. I just hashtag chop on. That just happened.
you are a jabroni.
That just
You are a straight up jabroni.
The one game I was there when it was they turned the lights off. And they get the phones. I was like, oh my God, I want to move here. Why is the A on their hat look so cool? Like,
You do
shit.
like a
Shit.
like a hashtag hail to the Redskins or some shit like that too.
Why are
We'll
those-
just give you all of the opposition hashtags.
Why are those white and blue unis so crispy?
Nice. So nice. You bastards.
Greg, I'm with you though. I'm Dodgers and Astros, and I think you and I are looking at each other like we're leaning the same way. That's a lot of weight going in the
What
same
are you
direction.
two doing? Are you two going Dodgers?
I am.
Wow. You think it's done? You think finally?
I just think, I think
Okay.
getting there enough finally gets over the hump.
You don't think? I think the opposite sometimes.
And you might be.
I think
and
the
obviously,
choke. I think the choke. I think the gripping a little harder.
You absolutely
the gripping
could.
pitches a little harder.
And
aiming
because-
a little more. All that stuff
because
comes out
what we also
in the
talked
postseason.
about, the pitching isn't close. It's the Dodgers have pitching. Don't get me wrong, but when you don't get, and now he wouldn't have helped anyway. But when you don't go get Felipe Vasquez, and you have Kenley Jansen in the back end, who is sketchy right now, and then you look at that starting rotation, as we said for Houston, Verlander, Cole, Greinke. Ryu's great. Kershaw's not what he was.
All right, so you're taking.
And I'm still taking the Dodgers.
All right,
It doesn't make any sense.
Mike's taking the Dodgers too.
I am, the offensive firepower that this team has. I really feel like if there's one team that's gonna
come on, Oakland.
If there's one team that's gonna out hit, or that's going to hit Cole, Verlander, Greinke, Wade Miley, it's going to be the Dodgers.
All right, Robbie.
What's the question?
Who's winning it? World Series.
Oh, L.A. I love L.A.
You guys.
I know. I'm
You
sucking the
guys.
teeth. They got better pitching.
He's like, I'm sucking the teat.
No, it's all three of you. It's a bunch of jabrones. The Dodgers up.
Hashtag chop on. Where's your bros?
Yeah, but I don't got them winning it. I cut a limit to it.
You might as well.
No, I don't.
You
I cut a limit.
hashtagged.
I literally
You
cut the limit.
hashtagged. You know
I
what?
literally cut the limit.
Hashtagging him. Might as well have given him another series.
I cut it down the pipe. I ended it.
And I mean,
That's
it's
enough
a
of it.
coin
Like,
castrated
flip.
him.
If you're talking between Houston and L.A., it's a coin flip, and I
you're
won't
right.
be
You're
surprised if it's Houston too. But I think it's finally the Dodgers' time. They paid their dues. The staff has been together. This is their one of their last shots, if not the last shot, with at least with this pitching staff.
with
You know
the
what I
pitching
mean?
staff, yeah, not with this lineup, though.
Yeah, no, agreed.
They'll be
Younger
around for a
lineup.
minute. Yeah, they'll be around forever.
Oh, absolutely.
They're an issue.
But I
Yeah.
think ultimately what the
they're all like
difference is going to
24.
be is if for LA to win, they're going to have to outpitch Houston, and I think they actually get it done.
Nice.
And it's something that maybe doesn't add up on paper. It's more of a gut.
No, that's fine. You guys, three of you picked it. I mean, taking the Dodgers isn't crazy talk, boys. You know what I mean? Nobody's going out on a limb here. It's a great pick. It's a great pick. Houston's a chalk pick. It's easy.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't mean for it to be that easy, but when I had the Braves go, I can't have them beating them.
Yeah.
Now, if I had the Dodgers get there, I probably would have. I would have went your guys' angle. I'm telling you, but I just feel like they get chopped out a little bit.
See, the thing.
Chop on gets chopped out.
The thing that does it with me for the Dodgers is you look at just their flat out studs: Bellinger, Jock, Seager, Muncy.
Turner.
Well, I wasn't even going to go down to Turner, but those four guys, all left-handed bats against the right-handers: Cole, Verlander, Greinke.
And they've seen Greinke a lot.
Though
when he was
they
in
absolutely
Arizona.
have, yes.
So I'm not saying he's not filthy and he can't change something up.
Right.
But they have seen everything Zach Greinke has.
Correct.
All right, so we got that. Let's move a little forward here and get the Eagles-Jets predictions, and we'll get through that. And at the end, we'll give you our fantasy guy of the week before we get out of here. So, fam, type in yours. You want your score prediction, offensive, defensive player of the game, chance to win some money from us to you.
Still a 14-point game.
Now, and Darnold's still, to me, Darnold's not playing. So I know he practiced a little bit today, but he's not playing. There's
No Darnold, no C.J. Mosley.
Yeah, I just.
Eagles 38-17. Offensive player of the game. Going back to the running back room, I'll go Miles Sanders again.
I love it.
Defensive player of the game, Nigel.
Nigel. So you went 38,
17.
You're
Okay.
going over.
And I,
So
and
it's
I
13 and a half,
and I think
44.
I think the 17 might even be a stretch. Maybe the Jets get a garbage touchdown late.
Okay. I like it. Because I was going.
But I'm looking straight up blowout by 3 touchdowns.
I was like 34-13, like with them missing an extra point or something.
I was kind of in that range.
You know,
I was 35, 15.
And I'll go back to the well I had last week. I'll go back to picking the same guy I had. I'll go back to Alshon again. Because, I just think that's Carson.
I'm sorry.
Carson's guy in the red zone.
Yeah.
So I expect them to get a touch or two.
Brodo says Dodgers equals hashtag choke on.
And guess who chopped it? Guess who just said, you know what? I know you're choking. Let me just end your life. Brace.
So, yeah, it's 13 and a half, 44. So we all have cover and overs.
Oh, yeah.
My player of the game is going to be Deshaun Jackson
He's not playing.
and Malik Jackson.
Oh, okay, you're doing this. I like it. My defense.
I'm not trying to get anybody hurt.
My defensive player of the game, again, is going to be this front four. Depleted secondary a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go get pressure. You need to kind of put on the pressure you put on Aaron Rodgers.
And you have a
Duplicate
rookie
that.
back, or essentially a
Yeah,
rookie.
and a guy who's not good enough. So
Yep.
so let's go dominate a football team. It's real simple. I think in our 2 losses, we lost the turnover battle 5-0, I think, combined.
Could be.
Okay, and then obviously what happened in Green Bay, what happened in our win against Washington.
Yep.
We got to win the turnover battle. I know it's cliche, but we have to win the turnover battle, and I expect us to win the turnover battle big time against the Jets. And like Mike said, I think we're going to run the ball well, like we've been, but I think it's going to be a big day passing.
Yeah.
I think we're really
Especially
gonna,
early.
It's entirely possible.
I think they're going to expose. I think they're going to expose them all day.
See, and I think the thing with me is
Rex Grossman just struck out.
you would Like Rex Grossman. Okay.
Hello.
You know, at some point you may have thought that this had the makings of a trap game, but from what I saw, you know, they go into Green Bay and maybe the best game that Doug has coached since the Super Bowl. Everything just was the perfect call at the perfect time. The defense, again, absolutely stellar against the run. Sorry, Luke Falk is no Aaron Rodgers, and that's pretty much who they're going to be seeing on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I think, honestly, if you know,
spreadsheets,
the Birds could sell out to shut down Le'Veon Bell, and they're not going to get hurt through the air. No. So
you're right, Mike. Like, when you look at the schedule, you have the Eagles probably 3-1 heading into this game with Minnesota next.
He just struck a guy out,
and they took him out
in the 9th inning, and they took.
It's stupid.
Go ahead.
And he hasn't been really touched in 2 innings.
Go ahead.
Drew Pomerantz. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right with the thoughts of this potentially being a trap game, but the way the season has actually played out, you're right. That goes out the window.
This is not a trap game. This is a step on the gas.
This is a must-win game, and without being a must-win game, because now you're right. We got to start rolling here.
Yeah. I don't care how we win it either. You just got to stack wins together.
No, absolutely.
This league's all about stacking wins together, because then you start feeling good about yourself. Mm-hmm. You start believing in the play calls. You start believing in your positioning. You start to believe in your technique. Just like the Super Bowl run. It's all about the stacking. I don't care if we won this game 14-13. I don't care about that. Right. I just want to win and get out with a win.
Get the W and go home.
Would I love it? No. Would I have a lot to say about it? Probably. But at the end of the day, a win's a win in this league. And we know how tough this league can be. So I expect a good effort from the Jets. But I think, like you guys said, I think it's a roll job.
So Ryan says Eagles 33-16. TTP Baldwin says 35-6 Birds, no touchdowns for the Jets.
Wow.
So 2 field goals. Bryce Blackwell says Eagles 45-24. I don't think they give up. They could score 45. I don't think they're giving up 24. He says Bradham and Howard. And then Rosca says, can't wait till lazy booking tomorrow night to discuss NXT and AEW. Okay.
Tristan Russo, I hope D-Jack's injury isn't worse than thought. And I told him, I'm thinking there could be a sports hernia surgery coming. You know, I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen, but I just got a bad feeling about it.
Well, there was one of the radio stations, not sports on the dial, like a news station. I don't remember if it was 1060 or what it was, but they had like we have a reporter at Eagles, at the Eagles complex, blah, blah, blah. And they said that the suspicion was sports hernia surgery, and he is elected to try to rehab and get the surgery after the season.
Yeah.
So,
but it's
allow me to modify your Denver trade then.
Okay.
As much as I would love.
You want Emmanuel Sanders?
Give me Emmanuel Sanders.
They have Cortland Sutton and Deshaun Hamilton. Sanders is probably available for the right price.
Give me Chris Harrison and Emmanuel.
What are you giving up?
First, third, and a player if you need it.
Might get it done.
I don't think you need it for like a guy like Sanders.
No, I think a first and a third gets that done. To wait for them to part ways.
Yeah.
Joe Hale thinks Jackson comes back next week. Okay. Hope so.
Come on, Marcus. Keep this alive, brother.
No, he's not keeping shit alive. All right, let's get our lock of the week fantasy-wise. Because this is, to me, it's an easy Eagles week. That's why I like we went Kapler. Because it's an easy Eagles week.
Yeah.
In terms of, this game. Not a lot to break down.
Not a lot of conversation.
Nope, go beat their ass.
It's the Jets. Go beat their ass.
Go beat their
exactly.
ass.
Well,
they are who we thought they are.
Yep. So for my lock of the week, I'm going a little bit off the radar on this one. So the Bengals just placed John Ross on IR today. A.J. Green is not back yet. Joe Mixon is banged up.
You called it a strike? Oh.
The Arizona Cardinals are 31st in the NFL at defending the tight end. My lock of the week is Tyler Eifert.
Oh, okay.
8 for 75 and 2 touchdowns.
I thought you were going Alden Tate. I like that better, though.
You like Eifert?
That better. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Eifert's a fine
Interesting.
pickup. I think he's a fine pickup if maybe you've had a disappointing guy in seasonal, or you're looking for maybe a mid-range tight end in DFS.
I was going to say, and DFS, he's very affordable. Allows you to spend up at other positions. So it's a good call by you.
Yeah, he's bottom mid-range, no doubt.
But yeah, so that's my lock of the week this week. I'm not picking on the Dolphins for once, and I'm going Tyler Eifert.
Yeah, mine's Dalvin Cook against the Giants. I just don't believe in that defense.
Now
I
he's
really
going to
don't.
swing it 3 balls outside. Sorry.
Yeah, I just don't believe in that defense. I think Dalvin Cook goes off this week.
Yeah, I was looking at Cook. I'm going to stick to that terrible game that we're going to have to watch. Arizona, Cincinnati. I think it's something like this is the first time in however many years that 4 rookie head coaches are all 0-4 to start the season. We just watched Mason Rudolph, pick on the Cincy secondary.
I would say pick on. I mean, that's giving a lot.
I'm going Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitz.
Larry Fitz. I just think he gets a lot of targets.
Robbie, what did I say to you before the show started?
It's exactly where I got it. Yeah, because I was looking at him, but then it was like I didn't realize Christian Kirk was out, as you mentioned.
Right. I mean,
and now it's like, all right.
He's not been ruled out. He has an outside chance, but I think he's definitely going to sit this week.
I literally said to Rob, 20 targets for Fitz this week.
Oh, wow.
20 targets.
I knew one of you jabrones said it. I wasn't sure who it was.
But I love that. I'm glad.
And that's where I thought you were going when you started with the game, and I'm like, oh, he's going to take him. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta backtrack. And then when you went, I was like, let's go.
For a dynasty guy on the other side, Keyshawn Johnson, too, is going to be stepping in up there. Maybe even Andy Isabella, their first-round pick this year, might get some
White Lightning.
Some extra looks this week. And they are one of the highest pace in that Air Cordell system that they've instituted there.
Yep.
A lot of plays over the course of the game, so could benefit them there. I'm gonna go deeper too. In terms of a guy that you can get cheap in DFS, maybe for a fill-in, maybe you finally start him off your bench. But I don't think Devontae Adams goes this week. I think they're going to rest that turf toe. That's been problematic for him. So I think this is finally the week that you drafted MVS for. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I think he could be a sneaky flex play or wide receiver 3.
I own him on 2 teams.
Yes. I think Adams is going to be out. I mean, I have him on a dynasty, so I'm hoping he goes. But then again, they're playing Dallas, so I'm hoping he doesn't go. So this was a reverse homer pick.
I actually thought you were going Geronimo Allison.
Yeah, that could be. He's gotten looks too. I think he's gotten more targets too. I'm a big fan. I just love his athleticism. I think he can get up and get it.
One guy I don't love this week at all is Wayne Goldman. I don't like that matchup against Minnesota. I would steer clear.
Tough to run the ball against them.
I would steer clear of that one.
Agreed.
And I did like Josh Jacobs, but then I realized who they're playing. But it is that at Oakland? No, that's at Chicago, right?
Yeah.
No, it's in London.
Oh, I forgot they're the London game.
That is a London game.
It's a 1 p.m. London game too.
Wow, yeah.
Not an early morning one.
Interesting. Yeah, it is a 1 p.m.
Yeah, normally they're like 10:30, 11 o'clock here.
Yeah.
That's when I saw 1 p.m. I didn't even think about it.
So it's going to be a night game there then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give the fam a sleeper pick at running back, too. It looks like Marlon Mack is probably going to be limited if he plays at all.
Yeah, he didn't practice today.
I think the pivot there is Jordan Wilkins.
Yeah, going Wilkins there.
I'm going Wilkins
rather
there.
than Hines.
Rather than Hines. I'm going Wilkins because I think if they want to have any shot to beat Kansas City at all, they're going to have to control the ball.
Right.
And that's probably going to mean a lot of touches for Wilkins.
Yeah, he's the between the tackles runner. He's the more of the true handcuff there for back. That's going to get that early down roll. I think Hines will see more touches probably in a PPR format receiving passes, but I like that. I like that going with Wilkins.
There's a lot of guys like that. There's a lot of steer clear guys.
Oh, yeah.
Not clear. Clear. Jesus, God. Grow up.
A little both.
You said it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay?
No.
Because like a lot of guys that I like are tough matchups.
And even guys that might not have tough matchups, like Austin Eckler, for example, has Melvin Gordon coming back.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not like that offense changed to where Melvin Gordon's not stepping right back in.
But unlike past
I do
years,
like Melvin Gordon this week. I
think Eckler doesn't retain the value he had with him out, but I think he's still very startable.
In a PPR, I think he is, Rob. I
Agreed.
think more in a PPR, he becomes
Yeah,
one, right?
standard not so much ever, but yeah.
Because you're going to grab. He might grab 7-8.
Right.
And that's impactful.
And
But
you're right,
even
'cause
in
we
half
saw that.
PPRs in FanDuel, too, I think he's still going to have some touches on the ground. And we saw that.
Well, no, I was going to say we saw that even in years where they've had both of them, he still put up
Right.
his fair share.
Yep.
I'm just thinking as a running back one, where a lot of us had him
Right.
early in the year.
Right.
You know, obviously he drops back to that 2 or flex spot now.
But I think he's going to have more run than in years past in that scenario,
Because
too.
of this
Well,
year.
he's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
got to build up for a little bit, let alone, too, they're going to want to see, he's not guaranteed to sign there in LA.
Sure.
So you're going to want to still foster the guys that you know are going to be around, too.
Absolutely.
So I think that's still going to warrant touches for the ball. Plus, I mean, it's about time that they always used him too sparingly, and they realized the importance of getting him more
Yep.
involved in the game plan.
Boys, you got anything else?
No?
I'm actually just popping MVS into a DFS lineup right now. and watch. I am not even bullshitting the fam. Boom, there it is. Done. I'm running a weird stack in this lineup, though. I'm running Brady, James White.
That's
A
not
little mini stack.
I like that stat because I don't like a lot of matchups, Mike. But if there's matchups on guys that I do like, and when I was looking at the schedule, it's New England guys.
But here,
like it's Josh Gordon, it's James White. I think because they had a slow week last week against Buffalo, I think they come out and spin it all over Washington.
But
And with Edelman maybe out,
yeah,
Edelman's questionable.
Well, this is, and I know we're trying to get out of here, but I'll just get you guys' opinion on this because the way things kind of spun
Jessica Mendoza?
towards the end of Sunday and then with the Monday night game kind of allowed me to pay down on a few spots. So my little mini stack is Brady and James White. I'm rolling Jalen Samuels at my RB2, which allows me to pay up for DeAndre Hopkins and Julio in a game against each other. MVS is my wide receiver 3 with Eifert as the tight end. Zeke is my flex. And then the Titans defense with Buffalo at home.
sounds like money.
I don't feel like there's anybody in there I should fade because
it's funny you bring up the Titans because one of my riders today was saying how like Mariota's having a sneaky good year right now.
He flat out stinks. Come on.
But he hasn't turned the ball over once.
All right, fair point.
And they're winning.
Their defense is a lot better at home than they are on the road.
Absolutely.
Defense is good, period. Yeah.
It's funny. I will ride the Titans defense at home against almost anybody. When they go on the road, I get a little leery of that.
Well, that's where I was looking at maybe Julio this week as a bounce back to last week. But I'm like, you're on the road. You never really play well on the road. And maybe Atlanta's just not what they are. Maybe they're just,
it's possible.
Not going to have a great year.
I just like, so I have the mini stack with Brady and James White, but then I go the game stack with Julio and D-Hop. So
and hopefully get all,
we'll see what happens. It's only $9.
That's a great lineup. Jeff Lohmeyer says great lineup.
Thanks, man.
Bill says Buffalo ain't no joke. No, they're not. They're tough.
No, they're tough,
but
they can be beat, obviously. Yeah.
When you got
but you get Matt Barkley time, load up on Tennessee.
Yeah, load up on their defense. All right, fam, we love you. Thanks for listening. There's shows weekly here. It doesn't go away. So.
And daily.
Huh? I said weekly.
You said weekly.
Daily, weekly. The show's daily and weekly.
Yeah. All the time. On demand.
All the time.
All the time.
iHeartRadio. Where's we got? Google Play, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Spotify.
YouTube. You name it.
Instagram,
We're
Facebook,
there.
and Twitter. We love you. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
ATD Radio. Thank you, Gibson Mayer, our certified public accountant. Make him yours. Find him on the web at gibsonmayer.com. Tom Renone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mogovic, Robbie Pope on the ones and twos. We'll see you soon, fam. Later.